Hey everybody, it's Sting 1981. I just been waiting for a while to get another video out to you guys. Sorry you guys had to wait so long to hear nothing for a really long time. So it was right around about the time about the holidays coming up, and I have been behind on some videos. I went to have my Echelon sent out to Jeff for a follow-up on not the porting, but a 5-window opening. So I had to wait on that, wait on it to be re-DLC'd. And then when Christmas came, I went ahead and when I sent it out, I ended up getting some stuff over the holiday time. So I want to just do a quick touch on before I show you what exactly all that Jeff has actually went ahead and shot through with the Echelon, took care of everything, and I'll show you what it looks like when it came back from Jeff Floyd from Floyd's Custom. Before I touch on that, I want to give a quickie pass through to some of the people that I've done over the holidays. This is Shooter's, I think it's Shooter's Tactical. I think it's Shooter's Tactical, Shooter's Precision. It's a Shooter's site on the internet, and I got this barrel. It took a while to get it, but I got it for a pretty good deal over the holiday. I just want to show that. So, let's see if I can get the little piece out here. Okay. So, there's my barrel. I'm going to just back it out so you can see it's threaded. It's got the cap on it. This is the full-size barrel. So, got the full-size barrel threaded. I got that taken care of during the holiday. It came in the tube through Uline, which is the Echelon packaging. So it comes in a really nice tube. It's pretty cool. So that was I think it's Shooter's Surplus. I think it's Shooter's Surplus. I think I got that right. The next thing I got in the holiday was this guy. Now I know some of you guys. I know it's coming in backwards. It's because of my forward-facing camera, but it's the Rook Precision. It's the muzzle brake, or not the port, but it's the compensator. Now I know a lot of guys on the internet have already tried this out, but I had to wait. Like I said, I had my Echelon out and I was stuck, couldn't do nothing with it. So I have all these toys coming in, and I didn't have a chance to get it back from my my Echelon to try it out. So I went ahead and got that. It's the common, it's just the box here. You get a little business card with it, a sticker. If you're not looking to spend a whole heck of a lot of money, this is actually a really sharp looking, very uniform fitting part for what this is, because the Harrington one is what I was actually looking at. The Harrington one, and there was like a couple other ones, looked really sharp. But that one actually has the same cut and mill as the Echelon, so it actually is one of the more sharper looking. I think it's just a little more sharper looking than the Harrington arms, but Harrington arms had my my next best interest, and I took a pass on the Harrington arms to take a look at the Rook, and it's like the underdog. Everybody's kind of done the Harrington arms thing, so I thought I'd give a little shout to the one, and then I seen a whole blow of people getting the Rook one right around the time I was getting mine, and a few people have already put theirs on there and already done a video. 360 Tactical Solutions, he has a really good one on there on it, and there's like 4 or 5 other ones, and right around the time I was actually looking at it, I seen all these other guys right around the time 360 Tactical Solutions, Mike Splain put his on about the Rook Precision Comp. I've seen a lot of people even around that time frame putting it out, and it's like it's no new news anymore. It's still trendy, but it's really cool. I like it, and I got it right around the time he launched 360 Tactical Solutions did his video, and it was really good. So if you have a chance, I haven't launched a video on it or about it other than just touching on what's in the book, in the box. Really good video. So you want to take a look at that. How it mounts is this: you just throw it onto the barrel, and it's just 2 set screws like you'd have for your sight, instead of putting it on for, say, I'll show you real quick. Instead of having set screws that you just put in place of, like, if you have a red dot, instead of having a screw, you've got these little I don't know if I can, if it's, yeah, right here. See, you got two very tiny hobby style or RC car style little set, I call them set screws. They're very, very fine thread, very easy to strip. But the other way around it is you got to put Loctite on it, and it's screwing down into the barrel. So it looks sharp, looks good, but it'll be something that you're going to want to keep a tab on every time you run it, and every time you come in from the range. Definitely want to make sure that Loctite's good, and putting the blue Loctite on there. So that takes care of the Harrington, or not the Harrington, but the Rook Precision compensator. To go along with that, I also went through a place called I think it's called PT Tactical. It's like Precision Tactical. They're a place up north, and what they do is they've got a milling machine like what Jeff has from Floyd's Custom, and it has the same milling. It's a Haas milling machine. They actually milled this out, and I got that off of eBay actually. So if you're interested in that, that's a thread for threading options, for threading, I call threading toys, or for threading options onto whatever it is you want to put onto that through your barrel that you're going to put on there. This gives you options for anything that you would like to put on there and try out. You know, is just making sure the thread is there. I know the thread I went with was the 5/8 24, and then a 1/2 by 28. So there's two different size threads. You're going to have one size of threads. It's going to be, don't hold me to, I don't know which one's the outside, which one's the in, but I know one side is 5/8. I think it's the 5/8 is the I think it's the outside one. It's 5/8 24 thread, or 24 pitch, same thing. And then you have 1/2, and it says 28. It's the pitch of the, it's the pitch of the it's the pitch. It's the pitch of the threads. So that takes care of that. And you're going to see why I was so anxious to want to get my gun back. Now, all these things I couldn't use while my gun was out. So I had my gun sent out, just the upper. I had my upper sent out to Jeff from December 17th. And he's had it all the way until just this last about week. So it took a while. It was around the holidays, so I'm not faulting anybody. It just took some time, but I don't rush the guy. I will not rush Jeff or anybody I have my stuff sent out to. I think I might have called him one time about it just to make sure everything was okay. But I got this in, and this is the Wiregear. Comes in a box. Got that over on eBay too. Got this for something used, lightly used. The guy didn't know what I don't think he knew what he was doing with it. I'm gonna do an in-depth video with this. But this is a sight pusher, and what this does is it allows you to take these two big studs here. You uncrank these little set discs or these little set stubs, and you can then adjust this to put your slide into, which I've actually went ahead and took a step forward on this. I went to Ace Hardware. Thanks, Ace. You guys are always cool when I need something. And I got these mounting little chair seat feet for chairs, and I actually found that very, very handy. Now I got the foam ones. I got something very close. It doesn't fit exactly, but it's real close to almost to the same circular diameter of what I'm using them for. They're stick-on foam pads, and you're going to want to do that so it doesn't mar your slide if you put it in there, because that's going to be what I'm going to put my Echelon slide in there. Because what I'm about to show you next is what that's going to come into play with. It comes with another set of hardware. So I'm not going to make this too long. The booklet, which you're pretty much, I don't think you need it because you can get all this stuff off the web. So it's all pretty self-explanatory. And that is the Wiregear. And this is a very, very similar concept to the similar ones that are just like it. There's a lot of generic ones that are more generic than that. You want to be very careful because some of these things can actually do a really good number on your slide if you're not careful. You don't do your homework enough with it. But that was a very good generic one, which is the Wiregear. The next one I would recommend, if you don't want to do the Wiregear, you could do the let's see, you've got the there's like 2 or 3 other brands. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't. I'm having a moment. I can't think of what they are. There's one that has a plastic black handle. I can't think of the name of it, but there's one with a plastic handle. Like I said, when I shoot another video of this and I talk more in depth, I think when I'm going to shoot another video of, you'll know what I'm talking about. One has a black knobbed handle. That's the better one of that. And then they've got the what is it, the Wheeler? The Wheeler one is really good. The Wheeler one is really good. It looks just like it. But the Wheeler one has a little more precision to it. It's a little more accurate. Don't have as much play and not a lot of less shim to it, but it's the same thing. The Wheeler one, this one here, which is the generic of the Wheeler, and then you've got one other one I can't think of. It's like something precision, or it's like there's Wheeler Precision. Then there's another one that's precision. It has a black handle on it, and it looks just like it. Black handle one, and it's really good. The Brave X, all those other ones, I'm not going to call out all the names of the super generic ones. Take your chances with that. I know that the Wiregear is about as far as you'd want to push your luck with it, and it might work, it might not. I would say if you're not going to do that one, the next one I would go with, it's a lot of money, is going to be the MS I think it's the I can't think of the name of it. It's like MS. I think it's not MTD. It's the one from Maryland. It's the Maryland MGD. MDG. It's one from Maryland. You'll look it up. It's the one from Maryland. It's a precision one. It has the set shoes for it. Very expensive. It's like $400 or $500 when you're all said and done with it, but it's really, really nice. It puts that one to a real expense, but it does a really good job. But you have to buy a shoe, a bracket shoe, which is a slide shoe for every slide that you want to do it with. But I'll tell you what, that was the next one I wanted to look at. I think they have a Range Pro, and they had the one I wanted to look at, which was like, I think it's called a Sight Pro or something like that. But it's the one, it's the highest one they have, and it's again it's the one from Maryland. If you look it up, there's one from Maryland, and the one from Maryland, they have a precision company out in Maryland, and that's the one I would go with. If you're gonna get serious with it, and you want to up your game from what I got, and you want to get a really, really, really nice one, that would be the one I'd go with. But it's like, we're talking, like $400 or $500 with all the shoes you gotta buy. The next one next thing I got over the course of the holiday was this little guy right here. I know that doesn't look like much, but this is a Hoto set, and it's just a little generic little set toolkit. It has a mat with has a little mat in here, and it has all these little tools and everything. I'm not going to go through every little thing, but that's what gets me in a jam if I decide I want to go a step further into working on electronics, because I'm going to be getting into some electronics, I think, down the road, and it's just nice to have. I'll probably pick up the one just like it. I think it's called a Fantic. I'll probably get the Fantic one as well down the road soon. But that is what it looks like out of the box, and here's the box it came with. It's called a Hoto. It's a Hoto workstation, and that workstation is actually pretty sweet. It folds up into a little box about yay big, about the size of a miniature laptop, about a 13-inch or no, actually not yet, about a 10-inch laptop. That's what it looks like, about a 10-inch laptop frame, and it goes right into your bag. I got this from Springfield Armory. These are my sights that will go on through the process I just showed you with the Wiregear. I got those to put on my Echelon slide. Now, getting into that, now we're going to get into what I wanted to show. Well, I'm getting into about 15 minutes worth of, almost about 15 minutes in the time frame here. So here's my lower. Here's my carry case, or carry holster, which is through QVO, which I highly recommend them if you're going to get it's one of them I would recommend. Roger Barrera out in Las Vegas. If you're ever watching, I would recommend them every time. And it has also an X300 on there. If you didn't see it, it's an X300 Ultra. No, I'm sorry, Turbo. The Ultra and the Turbo, I've already specified what the difference is at. Here's my box from, and I'm not worried about having the address show. I mean, it just shows where I live. You know what? I don't really care. Come out here and see what happens if you want to try your luck. I'm not saying that for all intents purposes, but I'm an honest person, and I don't have a reason to have anybody come out here and harass my old man. So my dad doesn't do anything to hurt anybody or anything. So I mean, I'm just there's always somebody here. So if you want to try your luck, go ahead. I try not to advertise too much, but I already did. So oh well. Too bad, so sad. I already kind of showed the address there, but it's cool. But it was the box that came from Jeff. Like I said, he had my slide all the way since up until just now. So it's all through Christmas. I didn't have my Echelon. I was pretty much out my gun for a good, man, it was like almost two and a half months I was out my gun. So I was like, yeah, it took a while to get my stuff back, but I got it. And he does a really good job taping this stuff up real good. He did a good job. Now, like I said, this was just my my upper that I had sent out to him. So it comes like this. He usually puts a passage on everything. I always show it's the Romans. You can look it up in the Bible. It's 12:18 Romans, and it has the passage of the Romans passage on there. Every time you order anything from him, he'll put a passage through the Bible on there. So what I got back from Jeff was this. So I had sent it out, and if you haven't followed the channel, so I've had him over the last year of 2024. He did a port. He did the design, which is going to be carrying these spine lines all the way up to the top, because it's blank right here. It's usually blank, and then you have this already on here, which is the logo from Springfield. Okay, so you have the spine taken care of, and then he elaborates on the trench. Okay, and then I'm going to touch on what he just did in a minute. Got the Demon logo. He has a cavity put in it, and then he's got the Floyd logo. I don't know if that's showing up very well, but you can kind of, let me see if we can make it out so you can see the F. It's kind of blurry, but hopefully you can see it. I don't know if I can shake it so you can see it a little bit. There you go. There's a little circle with an F. Cavity cut. Made many passes with the cavity. He grounded these out a little bit more to make them a little more aggressive. He grinds these out to make them a little more aggressive and beveled. Carries it over to these corners and makes that more aggressive and beveled. And then he does the porting if you want it done. I went ahead and stepped forward, and I didn't know he did this until after I had it resent back out. This is what took me some more time. He had to re-DLC it when it was all said and done, but he had opened up the 5 windows. That's called the 5 windows. So he went back open and opened up all 5 windows. He's assured me that this does not slow down or speed up the slide. I think it will a little bit, but he doesn't want to admit that. But I think it speeds up the slide myself, because anytime you remove anything from the slide, I think it's going to speed it up a little bit more, because you are making that slide a little more less heavy. The other thing else I have added to it that I don't want to just touch on is then there's the barrel, the port, which is the enforcer port, and then you've got the nose, which has the apex in there. I have the apex guide rod stock spring from Springfield, and really all that does is just makes it a little more heavy duty. Little notch here, I think. Let's see how it looks like with it on the gun. I think it does a really good job overall when it's all said and done. Let's see how it looks like with it now placed on the gun. I gotta take. Hold on, I gotta put this back down. I'm skipping a step. Oops. See if I can put this back down guys. Oh, I gotta drop a mag to put the stupid. Some guns you can do that, and some, yeah, I gotta drop the mag to do it. Oops. Okay, there's that. Drop the slide release. Catch it. And it's back in business. So it looks like the finished product that I wanted. I want it to be basically very, very clean. You can't tell nothing was done. This was the look I was going for. This was the setup I chose to do. I want it to be as clean as I could possibly get it. I hope you guys like this. It's not a real, you know, and I've got the stock mag. Fun Stick XDM mag. Shout out to XDM Man. Again, I always like that. That makes it look really sharp. So you can have your fun. You get out your 32 rounders when you want to have some fun. And you can catch my video on that if you want to see how I went about doing that. And check out XDM Man's video if you ever haven't had a chance to catch that. Very, very insightful. But you gotta make sure you get the timing just right on that mag, and make sure that that feed ramp for your ammunition is feeding it straight with the inside of the slide. I've already made a video on it, so you can go catch that if you like. But that's pretty much touching on all I've done so far, and that what I have for my my Christmas collection of everything I've got so far from Christmas. But yeah, so I've got to recap. So I've got the U-notch. I've got you can see right here, I've got the factory sights, and everybody was like knocking this, like, oh, it's the factory height sights, and it's a different sight on the front of it. It sits higher and everything. I was like, no, it's not. This is the factory height for the Echelon. This is factory height. Everybody arguing. I had a couple guys arguing with this. I said, this is factory height from Springfield. This is factory height. Now, it was taken off and removed when Jeff redid everything, but it was put back. He puts it back, he taps it, he makes sure it's back in correct alignment, and it's done. There's no second guessing this. This is a nice clean setup. I had drag lines on my barrel. That's all been re-corrected by Jeff, so thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it very much, man. You cut me a really good deal on everything that you've done. So again, can't thank Jeff enough. Can't thank FCS. FCS is like, Floyd's Custom Shop. They're going to be who you want to see anytime you want to see the best. There's another guy I will shout out to, and it's Skip's Guns. Skip's has a very similar take to what Jeff does for the 19 and 2011 site. So if you want to see the 19 2011 scene, you gotta hit up Skip's. I mean, that's the guy I would see right now if you have a 19 or 2011 staccato, anything that you want to have gutted and have anything done, new, fire. It's a fire assembly, all that stuff to make it even better, so it can really rattle out some rounds. You gotta see Skip, man. He's got some amazing stuff going on his channel. Skip's Guns with it's GUNZ, and I'm telling you, that's another guy. But I will tell you right now, this came from Floyd's Custom, and I can't be any more happier. It looks really good. He even did the same matching my plate right here, the back plate. My back optic plate has actually been matched and color matched to the slide. So I paid extra for that, but I'll tell you what, it's well worth it. I mean, it's another nice option to have if you're going to go dump the optic plate. You ever have to refer back to it after you've dumped it off of your gun and you put an optic on there. If you ever go back to it, it's nice. It's just a nice option to have on there, and it matches the rest of the gun. But yeah, this is, like I said, the Springfield Armory Gen 1 Echelon. And I will tell you right now, I will say this. I know Jeff's been still working on that new port with the 4.0, and I already put a posting on there, and the 4.0 actually looks really good. So I highly recommend you guys take the time, check that out. The 4.0 looks really good. I think he's trying to move into another direction with the Enforcer port, and I think that Enforcer port, it's probably gonna be an Enforcer like probably 2.0, or you'll have another name for it. I don't know what directions he's going with that, but it's a It's instead of having what my enforcer is right now, this is the enforcer, and it's got the 3 similar lines to the commander port, but it aims them forward and up, like he's always told everybody. This new one's only going to have 2 big ports. It's going to have 1 large port and 1 port the size of this. One of these ports, just one of these right here on the nose of my gun here. Just picture one of those, and then 1 large one about, it takes up 2 of these. Like I said, look at his 4.0 compact, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks really good, and he has them with the opened up with the 2s. I think he's got 2 window cuts, either 2 or 3 window cuts on it. Now it's bare metaled where he had it cut. That's where you just have to go and re-DLC. That's what this thing looked like before he had DLC'd again. Every time he notches it out, you're going to have raw metal. Then he has to send it back out and have it recoated. But that's what took the longest, was getting it recoated. But other than that, I will say right now, I am very happy, and I can't be any more pleased with what Jeff has done with my gun, or any of my stuff. He's even done my Hellcat, so my Hellcat Pro. You can look at that too. It's on my channel as well. But one last chance to look at the one last go around. So, and I'll even slide it down so you can see the barrel. I want to take the time to take the barrel out so you can see it. This is a stock barrel. Okay. And it's got the lip where he crowns it. I get all my stuff crowned. See, if I pull back just enough where you can see it, you can see the crown. It has a little edge to it. He puts a little angled edge. He does all the goodies to this thing that you want him to do. There's not a scratch on this thing. This thing has like a perfect appearance. So it's very, very nice. It's I'm very, very pleased. Nothing out of the ordinary here, to what I would not come to expect from anything less than what would come from his shop. His shop just kills it, man. Everything I ever got from him is just dynamite. So everything runs good. Everything is nice and notchy. I gotta put some Milcom back into on the top of the slide here, but I'll tell you what, there is not a thing I can see at all with this at all. This is beautiful. This is clean. So give another shout out to Jeff, Floyd's Custom. So if you liked it before, he's going to be putting another video, or not a video, but another posting on Instagram with this, and it's going to show with these. He's already done a couple other ones with the 5 windows, but I'll have a plain Jane looking. Mike Splain from 360 Tactical Solutions has this exact same deal with minusing this trench with the opening windows. I've got the 5 window openings on it, the 5 window port. So it's a 5 window opening, so you can see through the barrel. And then you got the nose port right on the top of there, right on the side, the nose port with the enforcer port. This one doesn't require to have that sight moved back like you do on the Hellcat, because it doesn't have that extra opening, that what they call the chunk port on the front top. So you don't have a chunk port anymore. So he's angling them forward and kicking it upward and forward and out. So it's going to come outward. It's going to come upward, it's going to round the barrel, and it's going to come forward and tilted. So it's going to direct that blast away from your sight. It's going to get most of this dirty and not the back side of this. So like I said, picture it going forward past and going over. So you're going to get like that bull or that horned style kind of blast. Picturing it that way, but that's the best way I can describe it. But it's a very solid design. So no worries there. If you're ever worried about it messing up your sight, it won't. I've already seen it in action. It actually looks really good. So thanks a lot. I hope you guys liked it. That's all I have this time. It was my Christmas collection of all the things I had for Christmas. If you have any questions, let me know. Please add, subscribe, like. And I'll see you guys on the next one really soon. Sorry I haven't had a chance to get out any videos in a while. I got some more content coming out really soon, so stick around, see what I can get into. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.